My sincerest apologies, everyone. Time slipped away from me and my shower went a little bit longer than I was expecting it to. But now I am here and we can go ahead and get started with Sakamoto Days. So without further ado, yo peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live read-through of Sakamoto Days. Last we left out on, we saw the aftermath of the whole assault on the JAA, and Sakamoto has decided, you know what, we need to find out more information about these people. So he tries to elicit some help from Hio of the Order. He refuses, but he does give him like a good direction to go in. So we then get to the point where apparently we are supposed to be going to the JCC, the Japanese Assassin Academy. Water's good. And apparently Sakamoto said, "Oh well, let's enroll Shin." So they take a plane over there, and the first part of the exam is trying to kill everyone in the plane, or that in the hopes of getting a bullet that will help you get to the next exam. So a whole massacre happens, and apparently it's also being overseen by another member of the order called Kanaguri, whose name I'm pretty sure I'm getting wrong. So let me actually roll it back. Let me actually roll it back a chapter. Let me see if I can find it, because there's other people who are supervising this test as well. And the dude basically, the dude basically blows up the entire plane. Hold on, let me see. Let's see, that's why I was against hiring that weirdo. Let me see if I can find his name in here. No, it's not in this one. I gotta go back. I gotta go back a chapter because I need to make sure I get this dude's name right. I think his name is Kanaguri, but he's a member of the Order, and he's also on this plane as well, and he's massacred a whole bunch of people, even though he's one of the proctors, one of the people who are supposed to be overseeing this thing. He pretty much winds up killing a whole bunch of people, for the sake of his art. And he blows up the plane, and everyone just goes on a massive free fall. Yeah, Kanaguri, I was right. Kanaguri, that's his name. But now we got a new person introduced into the story named Akira, who is very skittish for her to be trying to become an assassin, even though in her past we found out that people really think that she's going to make a good housewife. And she comes in clutch for Sakamoto's team, where they manage to float to the ground, or at least safely get to the ground after, getting launched out of a plane without parachutes. They managed to safely get to the ground due to her inhuman levels of sewing skills. So now we have volume 8 of the series called Exam, part 3. Or is it stage 3? Exam stage 3. And the chapters we're going to be going through, sorry if that was a very long synopsis. I was just trying to remember everything because I was doing a whole bunch of other stuff. I got videos that I'm currently in the process of making as well. So I was let me just take my time. Snow, it's good to see you, my friend. We got chapters 62 all the way to 70. So let's get started with 62. My body feels nice and fresh. That old spice is good. I feel clean. I feel good. Let's get started. And it begins with Kanaguri basically, trying to get into focus this one crab that's on the beach with him because he's safely there. He's safely on the ground, which isn't surprising given that he's a member of the Order. And he's just lying there as a crab crawls next to him. And his camera's in the water. Because we all know how good electricity is when you get it in the water. But his camera's in the water and he goes, I can't shoot my movie now. Is there any reason to go on living? And then it cuts to everyone else who survived the plane crash, with Sakamoto and Shin putting their clothes back on after having it sewn together by Akira.
So, do you think this test is still going on?
Yo, Kitty! It's good to see you. Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings and bienvenue. We're currently on day 62, exam stage 3. So, do you think the test is still going on? 2, 4, 6. Whoa, there are a lot fewer of us left. Where'd that movie director jerk go? And then we have Akira, who's just looking, and she's, I wouldn't say she's fidgeting, but she goes,
I'm so glad you're all okay. Honestly, it's a miracle we're alive. Now that we've come this far, let's all pass the test and be in the same class together.
And then the Seba guy, not the Seba that we know, but this other Seba, the one that doesn't like to get dirty, he and Chisaki and Levi all have that in common. Duh, I was already planning on passing. Classes, right. I wonder if they have school festivals. They do. There's even a sports day and a year-end class trip.
Wow.
And then someone runs up, and it's Jerk. Remember, the same Jerk dude that almost had his neck sliced completely through by the stewardess teacher that was also on the plane as well? He is somehow still alive. I don't know about you, but if I get slashed in my neck by a spatula, and I see a whole lot of blood come out, usually people die. I'm just saying. If you're getting your neck slashed by a spatula, it's a spatula. It's not meant to cut. It's meant to slap and flip. Hey, you guys! Look, I found a bullet on the beach. I passed stage 2 also. Who's this? Don't know. Come on, we parachuted down together. And then we have some the other teachers as well. This is bad. We've lost too many people.
Yeah, but most years are at best only 2 or 3 pass the transfer test anyway.
For the next stage, maybe we should do one where fewer people die.
Yeah.
And then we have the stewardess walk up. Because the dude in charge, the dude with the dreadlocks and freckles, he goes, that's Proctor Usami. And then we have the stewardess walk up.
Test Proctor Usami. The others are now arriving.
Really? That's good. All right, let's proceed to the next stage. Attention, test takers. Thank you for waiting. And then everyone starts looking at Usami. Before we begin the final stage of testing, I'd like to introduce some additional members. Huh? And then a whole ship just starts to pull up behind them. First of all, where'd this boat come from? You laughing at my slap and flip? Yeah, that's the only purpose of a spatula. Slap and flip. That's it. It's not meant to cut. It's not meant to cup. It's not meant to scoop. It's meant to slap and flip pates. That is its only purpose. Slap and flip stuff slap and flip flat stuff. That is its whole purpose. But where did this boat come from all of a sudden? Whoa.
There's so much tension here. Plus, they look scary. Eek!
And then we have a person that has something on her back, but she looks like she's dressed in school clothes. And then we have a dude that's dressed for the winter going, pipe down and stop your shrill yapping. And then there's another person on this boat, and he's silent, but he's got goggles around his neck. And then we have Usami again. These 3 will be joining in for the final round of testing. The special recommendation group, Kaji, Toramaru, and Shinaya. Okay. All right, dude's got a whole winter jacket on. Here's the thing. It's hot outside. You're on the beach. It's hot outside. You're on the beach. You're wearing a winter jacket. You're making... I need to drink water because the clothes he got on is hot. Why you got them on? It's hot outside. And then we have that one schoolgirl. She has like her hair down, but it also, the ends of her hair is like highlighted. And she has like this pack on her back. Hold up. she's got like a little chain on her backpack that looks oddly similar to a younger Sakamoto. Okay, let's move on.
Gosh, I'm nervous. I'm Toramaru. Pleased to meet you.
Special recommendation. Special recommendation? Give me a break. You're kidding me, right? My sis will wear full sweat gear at an amusement park. I don't see how. Look, my body can regulate a good amount of temperature, but I ain't wearing stuff that's just gonna make me burn up from the inside. Wearing sweat clothes at an amusement park on a hot day? Brave. Her countenance must be inhuman, because I couldn't wear that. If it's hot outside, I ain't wearing some hot stuff. Trying to kill me? But then we get Jerk going, you're kidding, right? We almost died getting this far. You guys think you can just waltz right in? You've got some nerve, you little punks. Showing up with some jangly little keychain on your bag. And then Usami, who's just minding his own business, is watching as Jerk goes, this kind of bull really ticks. And before Jerk can say anything, Toramaru flips him over, is already on top of his back, and she has a gun. She has a rifle that also has an axe blade on the end of it right up against his neck. I'm probably not going to use this French accent for this different accent for Toramaru, simply because I feel like I've been using this specific accent way too much. But she's already got this dude on the ground, pinned with a blade to the back of his neck.
What a loudmouth. Come on, everyone, take it easy.
And then everyone's looking shocked as Usami goes, sorry, I forgot to mention. These applicants have all been recommended by pros in the field or assassin agencies. In other words, their competence has been guaranteed. So play nice, everyone. So they're the big three. Man, here I was thinking that I wasn't going to have another big three moment after My Hero Academia, and then now we got a new amount of, a whole bunch of big threes. So we got Kaji, Toramaru, and Shinaya. I honestly thought the girl was going to be Shinaya, but it's, no, her name is Toramaru. In other words, their countenance has been guaranteed. So play nice, everyone. And Toramaru, we already had a small group, so no more suddenly killing people off.
But Sensei! That jerk was making fun of my special Sakamoto keychain.
I knew it was Sakamoto! I knew it! Sakamoto? The legendary assassin? I hear he got a bounty on his head. He's got a bounty on his head. We've got some assassin fans here. And both Shin and Sakamoto are just looking dumbfounded because the last person they need to be interacting with is a fan of Sakamoto's. Because fans or fanatics, they tend to pay attention. And if they see some similarities, they might be on to you. You better keep your distance from her. Could be dangerous. And then we cut to another part of the city as we get Gaku and Uzuki, aka Slur or X. And they're all inside of this pub looking place and they're eating some food. Y'all making me hungry. Stop it. It's not connecting. They're probably in the middle of the exam. Right. I guess they can't look at their phones during the test. Because he's trying to connect to, I guess he's trying to get in contact with somebody. Specifically, someone who is already taken the exam. And he can't. Bad phone service. And then we have Kashima. You sure this is a good idea? Recruiting students without much experience. Oh, this is what he meant in the last volume. This is what he meant about getting some new blood. He's trying to recruit some people straight out of the exam while they're in the middle of the exam. You know what I believe. I think it's young people who stand a chance at changing society. Kashima, you were a teenager when we met, right? Gaku was even younger. Was I? I don't even remember. I hate that as I get older, I get more baggage and my body feels heavier. Our new friends will run so fast it'll be scary. Have you been reading again? It's from a movie. Stage 3 of the exam is a team battle. Oh, okay. And then Shin is amongst a whole bunch of people because apparently we're about to have like a 3-on-3. I'm getting reminded of like the teams of Naruto that taking the tuning exams. Wow. I remember experiencing the tuning exams. God, these manga are starting to make me feel dated just a little bit. I mean, I know I'm getting older, but it's like moments like these. But Shin takes out this little pod, and it has like a paper inside. Oh no, someone's going, I think this is Usami going, everyone, please open your bullet. Oh, wait, these bullets have stuff inside them? They're not just like bullets that you can carry with you, they got stuff inside? And inside of Shin's is a cloth band. A cloth band? I got one too.
Mine's red.
Yellow. Blue. I will now instruct you on where to attach the bands. And then Shin puts his on the back. I guess they all put it on the back of their pants. What is this? And all these people have their bands on the back of their pants. Like, is this a game of capture the flag? Or like, what is it? What is a game? It's not capture the flag, but what is it? Flag football? Flag football? Tag football? My sports terminology is so mixed up right now. I do apologize. What is this? Your teams will compete in a game of tail tag.
Tail tag? What's that?
Tail tag is a game in which the players attempt to steal each other's tails. It requires a variety of skills such as athleticism, intelligence, teamwork, etc. It's an innovative new sport. Sounds like plain old catch the tail. Players will be decided into 7 teams, each with a different color. You have 2 hours. The test will take place within a 10-kilometer radius in this forest. If an enemy team catches your tail, you'll be considered dead. Anyone who dies fails the exam. Jeez, sounds pretty tame all of a sudden. Ah, I see. And then we have the super intelligent dude, like the super intelligent assassin to be, going, ah, I see. Huh? It's designed to seem like a childish game, when in fact it's a training tool for team survival in professional assignments. The band around the waist requires the participant to protect their lumbar spine, the key area from which all movement originates. It's probably a training technique for assassins based on the U.S. military SERE program. And everyone is shocked from Smart Assassin's analysis on this. We have a clever one on our hands. You're right. And then Usami starts thinking to himself, going, honestly, we just let too many people die in the first 2 parts, but that sounds a lot better.
Your testing methods are way too disorganized!
Wait a sec. And then Seba goes, wait a sec. Yeah?
Taro!
And it shows that Sakamoto and Shin have 2 different colored bands, which means they'll be going up against each other. You know what? This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. And Shin and Sakamoto are looking at each other. Then we get Red Team, Sakamoto, Akira, and Kill Baby. These are my teammates. I'll have to pull all the weight. Is this him saying that? These are my teammates. I'll have to pull all the weight. I'll do my best. White Team, Shin, Mafuyu, and Kaji. Blue, yellow, green, orange, and then it shows blue, yellow, green, orange, and purple teams. With, I want to say that Totamaru is on Team Purple, but I could be wrong because black and white manga pages. And then Usami. I forgot to mention, use your weapons however you like. Score as many tails as you can within the allotted time. Ready? Set. Go! And then everyone just scatters. giving me vibes of when the drawing was in when the drawing was in DBZ for the tournament. Yeah. But that's the end of chapter 61 to chapter 6. That's the end of chapter 62. Onwards to chapter 63. Day 63. Survival. And then we have Shin and well, we have Sakamoto. We pretty much have all of the assassins, and they all start separating. All right, we will now commence the final stage of testing. Start! And everyone separates the way the third Hokage told everyone to scatter for them to go find Naruto in, like, the first season of Naruto. I still remember that. I still remember Peter Cullen giving us, like, promos on Toonami about Naruto. God, those were the days. Yellow team. And we have the smart assassin dude. Using the terrain to our advantage is key to a forest battle. We'll establish our base on a hill and set traps. Got it. Purple team. I was right! I was right! Toromaru is on purple team! It was just intuition. Intuition. I was so sure that she was going to be on purple team because it just felt right. And she is. Purple team. But we have Toromaru, who's on the purple team.
This is fun. It's like sports day at school. Like, go purple team.
Oh, she's a valley girl. Okay, I understand now.
This is so fun. It's like sports day at school. Like, go purple team.
And then the dudes around her are all like, she's cute. Yeah. And then we have Sakamoto communicating with Shin. Shin, for now, let's meet up near the headwaters of the river. And he's given the direction to Shin, but then he's all like, Mr. Sakamoto, we're opponents now. When push comes to shove, don't go easy on me. I won't hold back either. Okay. And Shin separates from Sakamoto while Sakamoto continues on with Akira because she's on his team too. And then Seba goes, you really good with this, Shin? Well, if we team up, we'd just be targeted. Besides... Yes! Tail number 1, here I come! And one dude tries to jump at Shin, but Shin notices, grabs hold of a branch and bends it, and then lets go as he moves past, which winds up hitting the dude directly. No. The pain of having a tree branch, which is already rigid already, just spinning around and smacking you directly in the schnoz. Nah. He gets hit directly in the face by this branch, and while he's falling, Shin swings over and grabs the tail directly off of his pants. Ah! If I go through life always depending on others, I'll never get strong. White team, tails scored, 1. Whatever, fine by me, and that's Mafuyu. And Kaji is still silent. Dude hasn't said a single word this whole time. And then we get Jerk going, hey guys, check this out. Special maneuver, bunny tail. And it shows that Jerk has pushed the tail further into his pants so that it's harder for people to grab onto. Special maneuver, bunny tail.
Come on, no cheating.
Who's cheating, according to the rules?
Mr. Taro, don't you agree?
And Sakamoto is suddenly fallen into like a depressed, gloomy state.
Huh? What's wrong?
And Sakamoto's thinking back to when Shin was talking to him. Mr. Sakamoto, I want to be like you, Mr. Sakamoto. Do you think I can? And this is back when Shin was with Sakamoto when they were a little bit younger and they used to work with each other. I've got your back. I'll stake my life to follow your lead. And then Sakamoto's kind of shaking a little bit because he's sad that Shin doesn't want to team up with him.
Are you crying?
No, I'm not. I've got no time for crybabies. And it shows Jerk moving, and then it cuts to a whole other group of people, and they come to a screeching halt as they go, "Ugh, ah! That crazy girl doesn't let up. Well, what else could I?
Well, what else can I do?
And it shows that Toromaru is above the tree where they stop. No, see what? It's one thing to be chased by somebody. But for you to stop and they are already at the point where you stop waiting for you? Bruh. No, this Toromaru chick is built different.
Well, what else can I do? I like chasing more than being chased.
And she's right above them, standing on top of her gun that is embedded into the tree. Dang it.
Also, I'm kind of an otaku. I love collecting full sets of stuff.
And she jumps off. What do you mean collecting full sets of stuff? Oh, full sets of the tails. Ah, I see. And she jumps off the tree and she brings her axe down directly in between this team. Gah, you already got a green tail. Why are you still chasing us? I know. I'll go get a different color for you. So please, let us go.
What? You don't get it, do you?
And she starts spinning her gun in her hand. No, okay. Dong-soo knows that feeling? Yes, he does. Oh, he knows it so well. But she starts spinning her gun in her hands. Like, let's just talk about the threatening tactics of having a weapon and just spinning it one-handed above your head. That's intimidating. Even more so after seeing this person waiting for you up in a tree and trying to kill you beforehand. Nah, intimidating. Nah, I ain't messing with her.
You don't get it, do you?
And she Oh! Yo! And she proceeds to... Whoa! She proceeds to not only spin this gun axe above her head, but she also cuts down multiple trees and slices the dude's arm off. In one... How? Where are y'all training? Who is teaching you to do these things? And I thought Miss Osaragi cutting through all those torii gates at the shrine was like, okay, that's scary. This is a young girl doing this, and she's just slicing through trees as if the trees aren't trees. And the dude is, and then she starts shrieking.
Ah! I'll save this one, and the other is for display.
And she just starts gushing over it.
So cute! Now, what color should I go for next? Oh.
And she looks over in a direction, and she apparently has inhuman eyesight because her eyesight zooms in over to Shin and his crew.
I spy white.
And then it goes back to the it goes back to the waterheads. Headwaters. Wait a minute. What did he say? Headwaters. Yeah, headwaters. Yeah. It cuts over to the headwaters that Sakamoto wanted to get over to. And then we have Jerk. The other team's already making headway collecting tails. So why is my team chilling out and eating?
Well, it's important to eat when you're feeling down.
Take this seriously. We're in the middle of a test here.
Want some?
And then he eats some, and then he has some food, and he spits it out. Yuck. What is this? Mugwort tea. It was growing over there. Also, what's with the deluxe structure? I built a bungalow. We're not here on vacation, you know. He literally built a... How? You built a bungalow? Sakamoto built a whole bungalow? Complete with fenced-in area and a fire pit? They do realize they got 2 hours. They got 2 hours to do this, right? I built a bungalow. We're not here on vacation, you know. Huh? Ah! A bug! And it's a butterfly that's on the back of Jerk. He's freaking out over a butterfly.
Huh? They're butterflies. Aren't they pretty?
Hey, gross! What's with all that pointless fluttering?
Butterflies flutter for good reason, Mr. Baby.
And I know his name is Kill Baby, but, you know, Jerk is his actual name.
It's what they do. They move in pathways no one understands. People think it's related to their pheromones.
Fascinating. Who freaking cares? Get it off of me! He's freaking out over a butterfly. Sakamoto is just that guy. Shonen Sensei, it's good to see you. How's life treating you? Actually, I need to address this for everyone. How's life treating everyone? Snow, Kitty, and Shonen Sensei. But yeah, Sakamoto really is that guy. What you mean you had enough time to build a whole bungalow, a fire pit, and your own personal fence? This is a 2-hour test. 2-hour test. Who freaking cares? Get it off of me! And then Akira notices something.
Oh.
And she holds on. No, Jerk was about to swing his arm, and she notices, and she grabs his arm before he can even react. And in an instant, the butterfly is off of his shoulder and on her hand. Huh? Calzone, crazy arc. Okay. Just leave it at that. She moves crazy fast and takes the butterfly off of his shoulder. And Sakamoto notices. And then the butterfly just flies away off of her hand.
You're not supposed to touch a butterfly's wings.
Really? I never heard that. Quick and sensitive movements. The butterfly didn't even notice. Yes, this girl. Yes, Sakamoto noticed something is going on with Akira. Akira, who taught you how to move?
Huh?
The way you maneuvered in midair. That instantaneous movement just now. Compared to the way you were on the plane, you're like a completely different person.
This is embarrassing, but I'm not great at combat. When I look into my opponent's eyes, my legs give out.
Ridiculous! And it shows Jerk just eating some of the food that they have prepared. Well, the final test doesn't involve killing, so you should be fine.
You sure are nice, Mr. Creep Baby.
It's Kill Baby! And then someone starts booking it towards the headwater.
Huh?
And it's the smart assassin dude. Watch out, you guys! That girl's crazy. Oh, wait. Huh?
What?
That crazy girl's after me. It's only a test. I don't want to die. Huh? What? Hey, wait up! Don't. And it shows the smart assassin dude running. Totamaru's after him. And while Jerk tries to move, he pulls the trap that's apparently Sakamoto said. He pulls a trap. No, wait. No, it's not a trap that Sakamoto said. It's a trap that got all Sakamoto, Akira, and Kill Baby at the same time. Smart dude. So I was wrong. Totamaru wasn't after him. It was just a ploy. And they're all being held down by this trap all of a sudden.
Ow!
What is this? Stainless alloy cables. And then Smart Assassin puts away the facade. as he goes, I didn't expect you to be so gullible. A good assassin doesn't go around blindly trusting everyone. It's a good way to die. We'll collect the tails from their corpses. Fire. And one of them has a bazooka. I don't remember. How do you have a bazooka? I don't remember a bazooka falling from the emergency gas masks in the plane. I don't remember the compartment being that big for a bazooka to fall out. Where did you get a bazooka from, sir? Is that an RPG? Is that an RPG in this fella's backpack? Where did you get that from? But the dude shoots and just lights up the entire area with where Sakamoto, Akira, and Kill Baby are. Life is good, my friend. Truly blessed. I hope you have been doing well. It makes me very happy to see the channel's growth. Meant to tell you during your last congrats on hitting 5K. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful that the channel has been growing as well. I love doing this job, and it doesn't even feel like work to me. It's just every time I boot up, it's like, yeah, it's time to have some fun today. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. The members have been going up as well, so that's also a good thing. And I'm just honored. I'm just honored. I just feel blessed. It's just nothing but favor, and I'm happy about it. But Sakamoto and his team apparently get blasted by this bazooka, and that is the end of Chapter 63. Onwards to Chapter 64! Ooh, we got a cover page where Smart Assassin goes, fire. And Sakamoto looks, and then there's an explosion. Day 64, path. Ooh, and we have like a full color spread of all the current members of the order. We have, in order going from right to left, we have Sakamoto, Nagumo, Old Man Takamura, Miss Osaragi, Hiyo, Mr. Shishiba, and Kanaguri. But I know there's more members of the order because they said so. So, yeah, day 64, path. And then we have Kaji, who is on the team of Shin.
The enemy got away thanks to you.
Huh? Why is it my fault?
We had to go the long way around the river because you don't want to get wet.
And then Kaji speaks up. Hey. Well, getting wet again would suck.
We're in survival mode here, and you're worrying about...
Huh? And then Shin looks over as he barely has a moment to dodge as Toramaru comes sailing in, and she completely destroys the tree that he was right next to. Like, he kind of somersaulted backwards a little bit in order to avoid getting beheaded, but she comes sailing in out of nowhere, and she chops off the entire tree.
Ooh, awesome. You dodged that? You must be clairvoyant. She's one of those special recommendations.
And then Seba looks and goes, and he's thinking to him, he's surprised. And then she goes,
Lucky, I wanted to be on the white team too. It's my idol's color. That's why I've absolutely, positively, indubitably gotta score a white tail.
What a nerd. And all of a sudden, it shows Seba spin kicking. Yo, Killer Bean, what's going on? We are currently on Chapter 64 of Sakamoto Days of Volume 8. It's getting interesting. We got Toramaru, who's already bearing down on Shin and his team, and Seba has just swept under her legs. What a nerd. Creepy. And he sweeps her under the leg and proceeds to kick her into the distance. But she stops herself by literally driving the stock of... Literally uses the stock of her gun to stop herself.
You jerk! I have feelings, you know.
Bro thinks Toramaru is endgame. Bro thinks that I think that Toramaru is endgame.
You jerk! I have feelings, you know. My handmade Sakamoto!
And she's holding on to the little Sakamoto charm she had attached to her backpack, and it's dirty. And it's dirty, and it's got a seam torn at the top of the head. You know what I think about people who obsess over other people? They're just escapists afraid to live their own lives. And that that looks like it visually bothers Toromaru. And then Shin just walks up and just pops him in the back of the head. What was that for? You're kind of irritating. And then she just stands there, head hung low, with her axe. Dude, don't mess with the chick that is using a giant gun axe. Okay? Leave her alone.
So, you reject the way I live?
Huh?
Look down on my obsession and I'll kill you.
And both of them kind of get scared a little bit. Yeah, scary. Then we cut back to the explosion set by Smart Assassin. And Sakamoto apparently protected both himself, not only himself, but Akira and Killer Baby as well.
Mr. Taro, you're bleeding.
That sure is one tough apron. It's not giving. And Sakamoto is trying to like pull apart the actual the steel alloy cables. Must be staked down pretty strong. And then we have one member of Smart Assassin's team going, persistent buggers, aren't they? There's no need to hurry. It's just a matter of time now. Fortunately, they don't seem to have any projectile weapons. We don't want to get bitten by a cornered mouse. Let's keep firing at them from a distance. And then Kill Baby is just crying, I'm sorry I let you guys down.
What now?
And it shows Sakamoto is steadily trying to open up a space inside of this net. And in doing so, Akira manages to get out of the net itself.
Oh! Ow! Huh? I got out?
You're skinny. And she managed to get out in a decent amount of time because Sakamoto has just enough time to shield himself from another bazooka shot. What is this apron made of? Is this the special clothes that members of the Continental wear in the John Wick movies? What is this apron made of that is able to survive getting hit by bazooka rounds? And then she goes,
Mr. Taro! Mr. Babe!
Run. Hey, they're gonna die if we keep this up. That's fine. It can't be helped. There's numerous cases in which completing a mission is more important than sparing lives. Besides, killing them is the simplest way to take their tails without provoking retaliation. This dude is smart, but he's also cold-hearted about it too.
What should I do?
I think it's starting to give. And then she gets some numerous shots erupt right next to her. Ah! We'll catch up to you. Go on ahead.
I can't leave them behind. I've got to fight. I...
And then it just shows Smart Assassin standing there in front of Akira, and she's just sweating profusely now. Among wild animals, the first to avert one's gaze is the loser. I wonder if the same is true for assassins.
I can't do it. I don't want to hurt anyone.
Sometimes it's okay to run if something feels wrong. Don't worry, we'll be okay. And then she notices something, and someone goes, Don't worry, Akira. I'll be okay.
I don't want to just sit back and lose someone I love again. Right. Unless I do something, my friends will die. Pull it together, Akira. Open your eyes. If the alternative is to lose someone I care about, then I'm willing to be an assassin.
And Akira just speeds up to the guy, and then all we see is her behind the guy with her hand up in the air, and her fingertip is coated in blood. And this surprises Sakamoto. Huh? And Smart Assassin falls down, choking on blood, because she literally just used finger pistol. She literally just used finger pistol on this guy. What you know about that Rokushiki? And all of his dudes, all of Smart Assassin's dudes are going like, huh? Ah! And she prepares to go after them until Sakamoto rips up the stakes from the net and jumps in front of Akira to stop her from killing them. Calm down, Akira.
Mr. Taro? Mr. Taro, Huh?
And the dude, whoa. Sakamoto is already over at Smart Assassin because he's trying to speak. And Sakamoto's all like, don't try to talk. And he's wheezing. She hit him right in the carotid artery and filtrum with a what? What are these words? She hit him right in the carotid artery and filtrum with a Nukite karate strike. He's hemorrhaging and struggling to breathe. Without treatment, he'll die. Hey, you didn't have to. Huh?
No, not like this. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to save my friends. And I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was desperate. I just followed the path.
And then we go back in time. Sakamoto! Nagumo! If you gaze intently at your target, sometimes you can see the pathway to kill them, right? And this is who is talking to Sakamoto and Nagumo in the past? What? No way, isn't that normal? And then it gets back to the present, with Sakamoto talking to Akira. Akira, what's your family name?
Huh? Akao. My name's Akira Akao.
In your class at the JCC, the only names I was always hearing were Sakamoto, Nagumo, and Akao.
Huh? Don't tell me Akira. Wait, and we have this person. Oh, so I had the wrong voice for it.
Sakamoto, Nagumo. If you gaze intently at your target, sometimes you can see the pathway to kill them, right?
What?
What? No way! Isn't that normal?
And then we have this person, Akao, who's there with Sakamoto and Nagumo in the past. And she's like this relatively tall woman with like a tube shirt, and she's got this what looks to be like a leather jacket that's kind of loose around her shoulders. In your class at the JCC, the only names I was always hearing were Sakamoto, Nagumo, and Akao. So amongst all of these incredibly strong people, is this Akira's mom? Is this Akira's mom? Wait, who is this? Is this Akira's mom? That's the end of chapter 64. No, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm not gonna look at chat. I'm gonna keep reading. But that was chapter 64. Onwards to day 65, Mutual Fans. And we have Akao. Going,
You know the thing about guns? They're kind of like cars. You can tell the type of person you're dealing with by how they drive. When all's said and done.
And we have Sakamoto, Nagumo, and Akao, and they're all at the firing range, and each one of them keeps landing perfect bullseyes. And if we look at the scoreboard behind Sakamoto, past Sakamoto and Nagumo, Akao has a better score than either one of them. It looks like her score is higher than both of them.
When all's said and done, you guys are the type who get all jittery when it's time to change lanes. You suck!
And then we have Nagumo in the past. This is stupid. What's so great about being able to hit a static target? Nobody uses this many bullets in a real battle. And it shows her firing at them. She clips Sakamoto in the shoulder she shoots at him and clips Sakamoto in the shoulder. I want to say these are probably rubber bullets that's being used.
You guys are the ones who challenged me to this contest. Now buy me lunch like you promised or I'll kill you.
And then it cuts to the Nagumo and Sakamoto speaking to Akao. And then Sakamoto goes,
Mr. Taro, what's up?
Akira, are you related to Ryo Nakao?
Do you know something about her? Miss Rion is my aunt.
Her aunt! That's not her mom, that's her aunt! Okay, that's a nice change up. I'm so used to, like, characters of these very powerful people also being, like either their mom or their dads. You don't usually get uncles and aunts who are related to characters sometimes. Not all the time.
Miss Rion is my aunt. I came to the JCC to find her.
Akira.
And then it cuts to Seba and Shin, who are steadily trying to get away from Toramaru. And she is shooting at them, and her bullets are still... Okay, if she's not using her gun to just completely disconnect trees from the rest of the rest of the world, her bullets are basically blowing giant holes in these trees and still cutting them down in the process. But Kaji, Shin, and Mafuyu are steadily trying to get away from her.
Come on, boys, let's see what you got.
Let's kill her together, Shin.
I'm not here to kill people. Hey, you're one of the special recommendations too, right? Can't you stop her?
No. More importantly, up ahead.
And he's speaking so softly. Kaji is speaking so softly. He's all like,
No. More importantly, up ahead.
"Oh, come on, Shin. Let's kill her together."
I told you no. Why don't you just do it yourself?
Hey,
We're supposed to be a team.
stop.
What about all that lone wolf crap on the plane?
And they almost get hit by more shots from Tora, because apparently I feel like Kaji was trying to tell them, like, hey, up ahead, you need to stop because she's trying to shoot you.
Yikes! She's shooting at...
No, he was warning them that there was a cliff and they were about to go off it. The dude is quiet though. He's speaking softly like Gordon from Black Clover.
Yikes! She's shooting at us!
And they all fall into the river down below, and it's a rapid. Well, to call it a river would be too tame. They fall into like a rushing river down below. And Shin and Mafuyu are in the water. Ha ha, dude still got wet.
Oh dear.
And Kaji grabs Shin and Mafuyu on a log. And I do believe that the tree that she blew apart also wound up in the rushing river as well.
Thank you,
It's Kaji.
dang.
Dang, I might get seasick.
So why is that girl such a huge fan of Mr. Sakamoto?
No clue.
Ugh, I think I'm seasick.
Wait, what? You want to know?
And she's Okay, I know I keep getting hype over all of these different people that keep showing up in Sakamoto days. And mind you, I'm only on chapter 65. I've been told that things get insane in the story. That much I know. So I'm just hyping over the people that we get right now. Not thinking that they're endgame or thinking that they're the height of it. But why is she swinging like she's Tarzan keeping up with them all of a sudden? That's what I'm getting at. I know I've been hyping up a whole bunch of people, but people keep doing ridiculous stuff. They're ridiculous.
You want to know?
What are you, a monkey?
And she swings out towards Shin and company. Wait a minute. Where did Mafuyu and Kaji go? Because they're not on the log anymore. Did they dip? Did they dip? It's just Shin who's on the log now.
Sakamoto is my god!
And then we go back in time.
The first time I met my idol, I thought my heart was going to stop.
And it shows Sakamoto there with Nagumo and a young Toramaru in a room full of dead guys.
He had this dynamic, detached fighting style. I was always so unsure of myself. He was like a different species. I tried to find a suitable theme song for my idol, so I learned to enjoy music.
Oh, she has Helga likes Arnold levels of obsession. She has Helga likes Arnold from Hey Arnold levels of obsession. She's got a whole doll of Sakamoto right next to her bed.
I dyed my hair and learned how to do my makeup to look good for him. Plus, it was fun getting all dolled up. I practiced making conversation so I could talk with him one day, and I end up making friends. My world became so much richer, and it's all thanks to him!
But can we talk about the fact that she has an entire Sakamoto shrine that is in the back of her room? She has a mirror with his face in it. She has a whole bunch of Sakamoto dolls that's on top of this, and even little mini Sakamoto dolls that's at the bottom of it as well. Nah, Look, I wouldn't mind if a girl liked me a little bit, and maybe she had my picture up in her room, but not to this extent. There's a limit. There's an absolute limit. There's a point where it becomes to the point of obsessive, and when you overdo it, there's a limit. There is a limit. I thought we were done with Himiko Togas.
That's why? You diss my devotion to my idol, you die.
And she jumps right next to Shin, and she swings at him, and she winds up not hitting next to, like, what is this rock face on the side of the river that they're in, and she just carves out a whole portion. Assassins in general, not just her, but assassins in general in this world are just built different. They're just built different.
You diss my devotion to my idol, you die. Ah! Take that!
Dang it, Mafuyu! Jump in here!
Cat, seasick, don't talk to me.
Ah, come on, dude! Fine. Come at me. I'll fight you.
Wait, the way you just cracked your back. That's Sakamoto's standard routine before a battle!
Huh?
If you to imitate such a core Sakamoto mannerism, then you must be a Sakamoto fan too!
Huh? Shin? You're an otaku?
Rats, she figured me out.
No way! That's so great! I've never met anyone I can really talk to about this. So, what do you love most about Sakamoto? I love how cool he is, like how he shows no emotion. It's as if he's a living killing machine. Isn't that the coolest?
This might be able to work in his favor.
No. I get it. I used to feel that way too. But the thing about Mr. Sakamoto is, no matter how bad the store's doing, he'd never lay us off. He's really caring about that. He's really caring like that.
Huh? What are you talking about?
And yet, everyone says he's the strongest assassin ever. He's incredible. But when push comes to shove, who can Mr. Sakamoto really depend on? I don't want to let my admiration hold me back anymore. I want to stand side by side with him as a true partner.
And then Totamaru's eyes kind of glaze over because she has no idea what Shin is going on about.
Huh? Listening to you talk, it's like you think you know Sakamoto better than me. Like you're the TO, the top otaku. Like you rule the roost. OMG, that is so annoying! I've never been so angry. Wait, I think I know what this is. Refusal to share!
And she starts getting angry, like her whole face just gets shadowed over. What is with her whole admiration for Sakamoto? She basically just Buddhified this guy. Like, basically just turned him into Buddha. just in her mind, Sakamoto is Buddha, and all the hands of the Bodhisattva are just filled with guns and knives.
Thank you, O blessed Sakamoto. Once again, you've bestowed me with the experience of a new emotion. Seriously, you need to die.
Oh, she's angry. And she destroys the log they're on! And Shin just barely manages to get out of the way. She just destroys the log. She just brings her axe down and blows up the entire log from the force.
You're in the way. Sakamoto with a partner? That's just so wrong!
And it has Shin, and his eyes look like they're in the fashion of when he's like operating at the peak of his clairvoyance. And that's the end of chapter 65. Onwards to 66. We're almost through this. We're about halfway through. Day 66, lag. And we have Toromaru still trying to kill Shin. She's trying to kill him. Trying to kill him.
Sakamoto doesn't need anyone slowing him down.
And she carves out a giant gash in stone while they're still trying to go down the river. And Shin manages to get to a relatively shallow space where he can fight. And I know I keep talking about how Toromaru has been doing ridiculous stuff, but she has embedded her gun, like the axe head of her gun, into just solid stone, and she's just standing on it. You would think after reading, all of One Punch Man, the chapters that are still out, it's still on hiatus right now. You'd think I'd be past the point of just wondering about how people are able to do this stuff. You would think, but I'm not. She's just, how?
Impressive. None of my blows hit you. Huh. It really seems like you're reading my movements. Wait, are you clairvoyant? What are you, clairvoyant?
And she jumps down, and she takes off the axe of her gun.
But if all you can do is dodge!
And she throws it at Shin, who dodges out of the way of it. But he's midair while she falls upside down with her AR directly in front of his face.
As a Sakamoto fan, you're a disgrace.
And she tries to shoot, but Shin manages to kick the gun out of the way so that it doesn't actually hit him directly in the face.
This girl, she's got some big weapons and knows how to use them.
Then we get Kaji and Mafuyu, who are just watching this whole fight go down. Rats, seems like Shin needs help, but I still feel woozy. And then Kaji's just thinking to himself, I wonder, should I help out here? Oh, wait, I just remembered. I gave this dude a Russian accent and I completely forgot about it.
I wonder, should I help out here? But what should I say? Something like, yo, I'm here for you, bro. Is that too much? He's gonna think I'm being too friendly if I say that. Or would it be more natural to just jump in without saying anything? I'll just wait for him to say something first.
Kaji is extremely shy. Great, we have another Tamajiki.
For now, maybe I'll just rub this guy's back.
And he starts doing that, and then Mafuyu just immediately bats his hand away and going like, could you not touch me? Dude's a germaphobe. Don't take it personally. And Kaji just looks like, ugh. Then we cut back to Shin using like his future sight to read the movements of Tora, and he dodges out of the way again, and then lands, and then tries to kick her directly in the neck, but he gets sent flying back instead. Yeah, he gets sent flying back in retaliation for trying to kick her directly in the neck. And she spits and goes,
So you like to counterattack? I guess that means I'll have to take you out in one go, right?
And she loads her gun and starts shooting.
She's a tough one. Crap, what would Mr. Sakamoto do? No, it's no use wondering what Mr. Sakamoto would do. Our bodies and abilities are totally different. I have to win this my own way. Figure it out. What can I do here?
And then it cuts through this panel, and I immediately get reminded of the Hyuga-style taijutsu by the way that he's just reading the area around him. It's almost as if Neji was about to do the 8 trigram 64 palms all of a sudden. And then he sees there's like images of fish around him. And then we get Tora again.
You'll never catch up to Mr. Sakamoto.
And then it cuts to Shin, who just blitzes Tora, and she has to put her gun up in order to defend herself from Shin for a quick moment.
Ow! Whatever. I could take weaker blows like that forever.
And while she's dodging backwards, she realizes that she just fell off of a cliff. She just fell off of a cliff right next to a waterfall.
That was nothing. Oh.
Have you ever heard of a waterfall so tall that it stops fish from going upstream? I was hearing a lot of fish voices.
And she falls directly into the water at the bottom of this cliff. Well, that's one way to keep her off of you for a while, but dang.
Leveraging the environment to one's advantage is a homage to Mr. Sakamoto.
I'll have to take you out in one go, right?
The power to deliver a decisive blow. Better get back to my team.
And then he hears a voice go,
No, Sakamoto!
Huh? What the?
I can't breathe.
Ah, dang it!
and then Shin takes off his shoes and jacket and jumps into the water. Right after, wow, this is a deep space underneath this waterfall.
There! Her Sakamoto doll got snagged? Ugh, yeesh. Now that's a hardcore fan.
And he drags her back up to the surface, grabbing both her gun and her Sakamoto doll as well. And then Tora wakes up right next to her Sakamoto doll.
Sakamoto! I'm so glad you're okay.
Next time I won't rescue you.
Hey, why did you save me?
And then Shin just looks back.
'Cause I know how it feels to look up to Mr. Sakamoto. Besides, Mr. Sakamoto also wouldn't have left you to die. That's all.
And Shin walks away in a similar way to Sakamoto, the way Sakamoto did in the past. And then she goes,
You can have it.
Huh?
The title of Top Otaku! You can be his #1 fan!
No way!
Why? We can cheer him on together!
Oh, please. I don't want the doll. I want your tail.
and then it shows, is that Shania? Is that Shania? Shania shows up as we see Shingo did. And then Shania proceeds to just, with one swift stroke, just punch away Tora far into the distance. And then Shin is just utterly shocked, going,
Huh?
is this Shania? Shania's just standing there and his goggles are on and they're beeping. Does this dude think he's in a VR game? Oh no. Shania's been recruited by Slur. Oh no! And it's beeping because it shows Gaku has like VR. I was half right. There's a VR situation going on right now, but Gaku's got goggles on and he's controlling Shania's movements. Huh. There's lag. Figures. Guess I just had to pretend I'm playing Resident Evil. Okay then. Let the scouting begin. And Tora, she's out. She is out. She's been cratered into a nearby rock wall, bloodied all over, and she's out for the count. And Shin is just completely dumbfounded. That's the end of the chapter. Bruh. When Slur said he was going to be trying to recruit some younger, new people from this exam, I didn't realize he had already gotten in contact with one. Least of all, one of the three recommended assassins for this exam. One of the big three, I didn't realize. But that's the end of chapter 66, onwards to chapter 67. I'm sorry if this is taking so long, but good lord. Day 67, remote work. And it shows Shania walking up towards Shin, and it shows Tora, and she's completely knocked unconscious, laying in a crater made by her own body after getting launched like that. Shin!
Mafuyu, Kaji.
Who is that?
I think he's one of those special recommendations.
And then Kaji is... no, not Kaji, but Shania starts making a motion, and it looks like he's starting to eat something. Because it's Gaku who's eating something back at the warehouse where Slur, Kashima, and he are all, taking up residence currently. And, he's controlling Shania's movements. Hey, I've seen this guy before. Where was it?
Gaku, quit goofing off. Get serious, you're supposed to be scouting.
But they're all so weak. Now, don't be like that. The people make this organization. The people make the organization. Yes, boss.
Pay attention to what you're doing.
Cool, so this is VR? It's the new era? It's the era of remote killing. Huh? Mr. Kajima, it's broken. I can't move.
Put the goggles on.
Huh? Can you pull them down for me?
Oh, for Pete's sake.
And Kashima just walks over and puts the goggles back on. Oh, let's see. Test taker. Oh wait, this is Usami. This is Usami. Oh, whoa! He took the goggles off, and then all of a sudden, all of the proctors are around. Wow, this is just like all of the ninja coming by to stop Neji from trying to kill Hinata during the Chunin exams. They're all around Shania, and thus all around Gaku all of a sudden. Let's see. Test taker number 208. Not Yawa?
It's Shania.
Shania, then. You're disqualified for violating the rules. And all of the other proctors got him by the arm so that he can't move. This really is a Neji situation. Violating the rules? He sure didn't put up much of a fight. And then Usami again. If you have no tail, you're supposed to be dead. No zombies. Gaku took it off. Oh, right. Right. Gaku took off the tail that Shania had on. Wow. He just straight up disqualified the person they were trying to recruit. Gaku kind of stupid, though. So annoying. We found the bodies of 4 test takers earlier. Was that you, Shania? And then one of the other proctors forces Shania down to the ground.
Do you know the 2 fundamental qualities of a good assassin? Love and discipline. We don't need guys in the JCC who just kill for fun.
Have some respect for the pros. We make a living doing this.
Man.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just, I hate school teachers. And this is Gaku who's being forced, who's experiencing all of this because of the VR. Well, we're not gonna kill you. But until the test's over, you're in timeout. And before that happens, Gaku takes control of Shania again and choke slams and proceeds to choke. Well, he grabs the proctor by the throat and swings him around. Got a weapon. And all of the proctors see him as Gaku throws the proctor all around. He proceeds to use the proctor as a weapon. He proceeds to use the proctor as a weapon and just flings his body around. And I think he killed one of the proctors. One of the proctors got killed. Like their upper torso has just been completely dislocated from their body. And their arms have gone too. He killed one of the proctors. He's using the guy's body as a flail! And then Usami, who got flung back, goes, shoot. And then Shania's standing there. Mind you, Shania is being controlled right now. And Shania uses the proctor that had him held down. He just used him as a shield and to keep it, and the guy gets shot in the head. So that's another proctor dead.
Whoa, that kid's pretty good.
And Shania threw that same dude at the sniper in the distance. And then the proctor who was speaking beforehand, she goes, like I said, learn some respect. And she lands right where Shania's supposed to be, and she has like this long cord. That's just full of jagged weapons. I see a ninja star, I see a butcher knife, I see a machete, I see a whole bunch of cutting weapons. I see a kukri as well. You don't really see people using kukris all that much. But I see a kukri on this line, and she lands right behind. She tries to slam and take him out, but he gets kind of sliced. Shania gets sliced in the arms. And then Gaku grabs her and proceeds to throw her. And he took her weapon. And then, no, I'm wrong. He didn't take her weapon. He took her and started spinning her around as a weapon. If any of y'all saw that last season of Baki, Son of Ogre, where Yujiro Hama basically just grab hold of Baki and just started swinging him around his body. Yeah, Gaku just did this to the other proctor and then proceeds to throw her across the river. She skips over the water like a stone and then proceeds to hit the back of her head directly into the rock. I think she's dead from that. We get a splat sound. And a spray of blood from her head hitting this rock. What am I witnessing right now? What? He's nuts! Well, there goes the test. Save yourselves. You've got your whole futures ahead of you. Come on, Shin, let's go!
I'll catch up.
Huh?
If I can't step up and fight now, then I'll never see a future where I'll get stronger.
And it shows Tora. She's still unconscious. Well, actually, she twitches. She kind of twitches a little bit, so she might be coming out of her unconsciousness right now. And then Mafuyu is surprised by his words. And then Usami goes, "You're the type who will die young." And then Shania runs over towards Shin. And then all of a sudden, Shin starts to feel the after effects of using like his ability to read movements, and he can't move. Like he's suffering the drawbacks of it all of a sudden.
Uh-oh, I overdid it in the last fight.
And as Shania bears down on Shin, suddenly we cut back to Gaku's perspective, and he's been suddenly forced down into the ground. How does that work with a VR? Where what happens to the person you're controlling also impacts on you as well? Because out of nowhere, some unknown, unseen force forces Gaku into the ground to the point where it craters beneath his feet. With Kashima going, "What's happening?" And it's Mafuyu and Toramaru, who just stopped Shania.
Don't steal all the glory.
True.
You guys. Oh ho, I like it.
When did Mafuyu get another blade inside of his boot? When did he get another one of those? But yeah, they both stopped Shania from moving and bearing down on Shin. Man, that's interesting. And that's the end of chapter 67. Onwards to chapter 68. We're almost there. We're making good time, everybody. Day 68. Follow me. Follow me? It says FWOLLOW. Follow me? Like, follow me? Like, is this an Elmer Fudd chapter? What's going on?
Yay! Teamwork!
Huh? What are you talking about? And it shows them, still bearing down on, holding down Shania with their attacks earlier. And then we get Gaku's perspective.
Challenger approaching.
Phew.
And they all start trying to fight Shania, and Shin joins in as well. And Mafuyu goes in for a kick, Shin goes in for a punch, and Gaku grabs... I'm just gonna... You know what? It's probably best if I just refer to Shania in this state as Gaku, since Gaku is the one controlling him. So Gaku grabs both of their faces, and he just grabs them both opposite sides, and then slams them on the opposite... on both sides, and then slams them on the opposite side. Shin gets up, and then we see a foot in front of Shin's face, and Gaku kicks him away.
Wait, why can't I read his thoughts?
Oh. And then we have Kaji who's finally caught up.
Suddenly they're in a battle, and I'm late to join in.
And Kaji notices something.
Huh? That heart rate. This guy, in a situation like this, is asleep? That can't be. And that noise sounds like precision equipment? Something's up here. But if I blurt out that guy's asleep, won't they think I'm nuts? If I'm wrong, it'll be so embarrassing.
Dude, just speak up. Kaji, speak up. Tell him something's wrong. But it cuts to Shin and Tora, and they're still trying to attack Gaku. And Gaku's dodging Tora's gunshots, while she takes off her axe and throws it towards Shin, who catches it, who's also above Gaku, and tries to slash at him. But Gaku dodges away.
Ah, so close!
And in doing so, while Gaku swung his head backwards, suddenly Shania wakes up. And then he starts holding his head all of a sudden.
Did someone hit him?
Me?
Maybe it was me. Because when Shin swung at Gaku in the area they are right now, Gaku, back at the warehouse, was not paying attention and slammed the back of his head directly into a wall. My dude, why did you swing that quickly? He swung it so hard he left an imprint, like a crack, a big old crater in the back wall from slamming his head into it. Ah!
What the heck are you doing?
Kashima, the field is limited. And then it shows Gaku just leaning up against the wall, and Shania, still under control, is emulating his movements.
What? Now what? Now he's pantomiming?
This could be our chance.
Don't overdo it with Shania.
Gotcha. Come to think of it. Who is this guy? He's been asleep this whole time.
Just some day laborer we hired.
I'm sorry, the dude isn't even... So how did he... I got questions. If he's just some day laborer we hired, how did he want... they probably pulled some strings. For this regular... He's a regular dude. He's not even... Shania's not even an assassin. He's just a regular dude who's being controlled by Gaku. Shows you how deadly Gaku is if he's capable of turning some regular day laborer into a person that's already killed 2 of this exam's proctors. Let's keep going.
It wasn't easy to find... Oh, wait, this is just some late day laborer we hired. It wasn't easy to find him. There aren't too many guys out there with the flexibility to pull off your movements.
Wow, great find.
I used an online ad to get applicants.
And it says hiring. Hold on, let me zoom in so I can read what this hiring says. Wage, 1,500 yen. Commute, 5,000 yen. Applicants must be flexible. Duties, you don't have to do anything. There are so many people that would love that job.
I used an online ad to get applicants.
Huh? Why don't we just use an online ad to get recruits?
What? It's important to interview them directly, Gaku. The boss says our human resources are our greatest asset.
Okay. Kashima kind of overthinks this a little bit. He kind of overthinks it. Let me stand up straight for you guys. I'll just deal out the pain, and whoever survives gets recruited. And he goes back to the VR again as he proceeds to blitz Shin, Toramaru, and Mafuyu in an instant. He blitzed all three of them in an instant, and they are all bloodied. And Toramaru is once again, bloodied again. She kind of recovered a little bit, but she gets bodied again. Even Mafuyu, who has like a face mask over himself, pretty much shows blood shooting out of his face mask. Ugh! And then, as Mafuyu's preparing to get up, Gaku proceeds to curb stomp him directly into the ground. And then while Mafuyu is trying to just take into account everything that just happened, Gaku kicks him into the distance. This Joker loves kicking people into walls, doesn't he? First, he knocked away Toramaru into a wall. Then he proceeded to battle dress one of the proctors and throw her into the wall, pretty much presumably dead from the amount of blood that splattered from her brains hitting the back of the stone. And then he kicks Mafuyu into the distance and he goes sailing into a rock wall. This dude loves kicking people! Him and Sanji would get along just fine. Just kidding. No, they won't. And then he just slips up right behind Toramaru, and Kaji grabs both Shin and Toramaru before Gaku can kill either one of them. That guy. And he looks back over where Mafuyu is. Let's get out of here, Shin.
If I can't step up and fight now, then I'll never see a future where I'll get stronger.
Ah, crap. And then Kaji is right behind Mafuyu. Let's get out of here. Let's get out there. And then Mafuyu knocks his hand away because he doesn't like people touching him. Shin, I'm gonna resent you for this. I wish you hadn't said that. And it shows Mafuyu, who starts walking towards Gaku. Well, Shinaya Gaku. Gaku Shinaya. Gakunaya? Shinaku? Shinaku? Towards Gaku-controlled Shinaya. How? I'm always afraid of making little mistakes and I freeze up. So how can they not even hesitate in the face of such a fearsome enemy? And then Toramaru, she gets up again as well.
Ahem. You won't get far with that leg, you know. Need a taxi?
And she holds Mafuyu on her gun. She's also, not only is she fast, but she's also incredibly strong, as she holds on Mafuyu on the end of her gun, on the head of her axe. How did she get that back? Because she threw that to Shin. She holds him on the head of her axe, and then she swings and throws him forward, just basically slingshots him forward as Mafuyu goes, and he tries to hit Shinaya, but Shinaya clips him directly in the face. Like, directly in the chin. I think that's the same area where someone can get knocked out quickly. But, in the process, Gaku's goggles, like his headset, it gets cracked somehow. What type of VR technology are you using for it to just crack from stuff that happens in real life? This isn't like a haptic feedback sort of thing where if you get stabbed and it applies to you in real life. This isn't you being connected to the Matrix and you getting harmed in the Matrix harms you in real life. So how did it do something to the goggles? Questions for later. And Mafuyu falls forward. Toramaru falls forward because she's done. Yuck. Dirty. And the crack on the visor surprises Gaku back at the warehouse. Then we have Kaji again. They're just test takers, like me, and they're getting totally trounced. So why are they so cool? I'm so ashamed. And then Shin gets up right next to Kaji and goes, "Hey, sorry, but I'm clairvoyant. I can hear your thoughts. Listen, if you're gonna be ashamed anyway, won't you feel better about yourself if you go for it?" And then Kaji just goes, "Yeah. I hope so. I have an idea. Will you follow me?" And both Gaku and Shin are all like, did he mean to say follow? And that's the end of chapter 68. Onwards to 69. We are almost... Ooh, nice chapter. We're almost done with today's session of Sakamoto Days. And we begin with a deer... with a deer head just poking out through the bushes. And Sakamoto looks up very fast. And it's just like an actual deer. It's an actual deer. And it's wagging its tail because Akira is petting it and it's licking her hand.
What a big deer!
Yikes. Thought it was that guy. Huh? And this is Jerk, as we see a whole bunch of birds that are flying overhead, and they're heading in an opposite direction of where they're going. And we get to Sakamoto, who's thinking, oh wait, actually it's Jerk who goes, the animals are acting strange. And then Sakamoto goes, is Shin okay? And the deer is steadily still licking on Akira's face. The animals like her. Day 69. Kaji.
I have an idea. Will you help me?
And the visor is starting to get very fuzzy on Gaku's side because the image is starting to get like kind of staticky and having multiple line breaks in it now.
Hey, Kashima, I can't see to the left for some reason.
Gaku, don't break it!
And then we get back to Kaji.
I'm pretty sure someone's controlling Shania remotely. The actual operator's somewhere else.
Huh? How do you know?
From the sounds. I can hear the incoming sounds through his goggles.
What? How is that possible?
And then we get Gaku going,
wow, here's an interesting guy, Kashima.
huh?
Here he comes.
And then Kaji takes, in an instant, shoves Shin aside, and he jumps away. Wow, you guys have been talking this whole time, and my chat didn't even update to what you guys have said. Sorry, Killer Bean, who's hotter, Nagumo or Sakamoto? That's not a question I feel comfortable answering because I can't say because I'm a dude and I'm only into women. So it wouldn't feel right for me to say who's hotter between these two individuals. Those the people you stay away from. She sounds like she's got a fatal attraction. Uh-oh, lag. Let's see. Ravi, good to see you. Sorry, I'm so sorry I didn't see you guys in chat. It didn't update. Let's see. Scary fact. The waterfall pools can be hundreds of feet deep. Ooh, yeah, that's deadly. Let's see. You actually own a kitty. I have 3, but I have 1 kitty. Jet black, a pure void of stuff. I have a daughter, so my hands are full. They aren't trying to recruit Shania. No, they're not. They're not trying to recruit Shania because Shania is just some dude that they just hired off the street. Time to hit the bed. See ya. Thank you, Ravi, for showing up. Thank you. I got one of those, plus the sun. I fully understand the crazy. Night, sleep well. Getting hit in the chin can be deadly. It sloshes the brain inside the skull. That's the reason why I'm never going to get into contact sports, because I looked into, like, the CTE, and I saw videos and read up on CTE and the effects it has on the brain, and I am so glad that I've never been that big in sports. I've played sports before. I played football against some kids when I was a kid, and I got tackled by this kid who was much bigger and much heavier than me, and that put me off of football for the rest of my life. And then I played basketball, but I was a horrible shot, and I was like, you know what, sports aren't for me. I'll do some skateboarding, but that's about it. But when it comes to full contact sports, I'm glad I never got into it, because no, that junk is dangerous. That can mess you up, because there's basically no real cure for it. It's like the sportsman's Alzheimer's, and that's equally horrible. But Kaji, and like I said, sorry for not seeing what you guys said in chat. You guys were talking, but for some odd reason, chat doesn't always update when it comes to me looking at chat through my phone, so that I'm not flip-flopping between panels. But Kaji can sense Shania behind him, and he shoves away Shin right before Shania hits the ground and craters the ground underneath them.
I knew it. There's a leg to this guy's movements. I should be able to evade him.
And then the ground cracks again because Gaku managed to use Shania to punch a hole into this giant underwater cavern. And they just fall into it.
A cave? There's an echo. Perfect.
Hey, how'd you dodge that just now? And what do you mean by lag?
Did I say that out loud?
I told you, I'm clairvoyant. I can hear your thoughts.
For real? I feel so embarrassed.
Forget that for now.
I think the device Shania is wearing has a critical defect. There's lag.
What do you mean?
I can hear the sounds he's receiving. It's very faint, but I can hear the operator. When the remote enemy throws a punch, Shania moves 0.5 seconds later. If I can identify that slight time lag, I can predict his movements. But with just me, dodging is about all I can accomplish. But if you can also...
Huh? But I can't hear him!
Yeah, but you're clairvoyant.
That's right. If I can read your thoughts...
Yeah, the two of us can do this.
Ooh, nice. And also, can I say how similar Gaku looks to Satoru Gojo with his visor on? He looks very, from a distance, the way he's drawn in these panels, he looks very, very similar to Satoru Gojo. With the goggles on his, the goggles on his head. He looks very, very close to Satoru Gojo. And it shows Gaku speeding towards them. And...
that sound. A straight punch.
He starts rushing, Shania starts rushing, and Shania manages to hit Shin directly in the face.
What happened? You're supposed to read my thoughts.
And Shin is just bleeding profusely from the face because that was a heavy punch.
It's no use. By the time Kaji translates the enemy's movements, it's too late. Into thought, it's too late.
He's coming.
And it shows Shania right in front of Shin. And he's thinking, too late. And he kicks away Shin once again. And Gaku's got like a drink in hand. And he's preparing to drink that too. What's wrong with them? I thought they'd attack me somehow.
Gah, it's not working. Now what?
That was a bad one. I can't move. Come to think of it, something like this happened before.
And this is back when Shin was fighting that one dude at the amusement park. It's been a while, so I can't remember his name.
I was blinded by poison, but Mr. Sakamoto read the enemy's movements and warned me. Now that I think about it, that was really extraordinary. If only Kaji was more like Mr. Sakamoto, then he could direct me just a little faster.
And Kaji's trying to talk to him, and Shin starts to get up and goes,
"No, that's not it."
And then we get cut to the old lady at her clinic going,
5 minutes a day is your max. Look, if you want to die, then do whatever you want.
Just waiting around for instructions is not cool. I want to take the initiative. Screw the limits.
And then Shin proceeds to activate his like move reader mode, like his future sight. And Shania tries to, not Kashi, but Shania tries to punch both of them, and they both, Kaji and Shin, both dodge. Ooh, nice.
I just have to look into Kaji's future.
You know, as that's happening, Shin sees a punch sailing towards him, but he jumps out of the way of Shania trying to hit him, and he flips over Shania. And then Kaji's looking as Shin prepares to kick Shania in the face, and he does so. He manages to hit Shania directly in the head. Of course, this also affects Gaku as well.
I don't know how long I can hold out.
And then, even though Gaku had like a drink in his hand, he crushes it in his hand and goes, "Kashima, hold this for me, would you?" And I'm like, bruh, you just crushed it, and you just crushed this drink in your hands. Why are you going to have him hold it? You can't drink it anymore. You crushed all the juice out. But apparently Gaku's about to get serious. in this whole VR fight. And that's the end of chapter 69. Onwards to the final chapter for this volume, chapter 70. Day 70, Sounds versus Gaku. And Shin is steadily clashing with Shania, and Shania jumps back. And Shin is huffing and puffing.
My sight's all blurry. Dang it. How much longer can I hold out?
I see the after effects of what happens when Tanjiro was using, breathing techniques. Like fire breathing. Breathing techniques in Demon Slayer, I see those same drawbacks here. It's taking its toll on him. Let me make sure that chat is still fine. Yeah, we're still good. Yes, we're still good.
Gaku. Oh man, this is fun.
And then Shania starts trying to, fight back. Gaku starts fighting back with Shin, and they're just rebounding all over the area inside of this entire cave. Who knows how big this cave actually is? And we get Kaji, who has some headphones. What are these? Headphones? And he puts them over his ears, and he just starts listening. And he's listening to all the sounds. He's listening to all the sounds in the cave. And Shania proceeds to hit Shin directly into his chest and sends him backwards to where Kaji is.
Hey, Kaji, don't just stand there.
I've got it.
Huh?
He sounds.
And then Kaji runs up and manages to punch Shania the exact same way that Gaku just punched Shin.
That movement.
That's my move. I've got your sounds down.
Just from sound alone, he can recreate another guy's attack? I'd almost forgotten. Like Todamaru, he's from the special recommendation group.
It took a bit of time.
Wait, why didn't you do that from the beginning?
It takes concentration. I finally got the chance when you distracted the enemy. Sounds? How stupid.
And this is Kashima towards Gaku.
We can just play music or something. No thanks, Mr. Kashima. Your song choices are downers.
What?
I was thinking that the other day at karaoke. We have different tastes.
How dare you insult my Best of the Heisei era playlist?
Besides, this is starting to get good. Let's not waste it.
And then it shows Shin steadily dodging more from Shania, and he jumps up to, I think they're stalactites or stalagmites. I think stalactites are the ones that are up top. Stalagmites are the ones that are on the ground, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But there's some stalactites that are up in the air, up on the ceiling of this roof, and there's a crack sound as Shin dislodges them in order for them to fall on Shania, and he dodges out of the way. But then Kaji runs up right behind Shania and proceeds to hit him.
He's in for it now.
And then it shows Shania, and then he just starts backflipping through the water.
He's backing off to regroup.
He can't. Can't you hear the echoes over there? It's his range of movement.
And then it shows that Kaji is actually leading him to a specific spot.
One more step back towards the right and he's against the wall.
And just like he predicted, Gaku winds up going. He's reading the room that Gaku is in to box in Shania so that he doesn't have any rooms to maneuver. So even if Shania is physically in a location where there's space behind him, if Gaku is in a space where he's up against a wall, that area is not going to do him any good.
One more step back towards the right end and he's against the wall.
And Gaku's against the wall as Shin comes in and manages to try and kick where Shin is. And then Gaku goes,
"Don't underestimate me,"
and proceeds to destroy the wall. He just punches the wall out.
I figured you'd try that. After the impact with the wall for a brief moment, he stops moving.
And Kaji is right above. Kaji is right above Shania, and Shin is rushing him from the front.
Sorry, Mr. Kashima. I'm gonna break Shania.
And I can't tell if did he just break Shania's arms? Stalactites tied to tied to the ceiling. Stalagmites might reach the ceiling. Oh, that's a nice way to put it. Thank you. Stalactites tights to the ceiling. Stalagmites might reach the ceiling. Where did you learn that? I've never heard it put that way before. I'll never forget that now. Thank you. But I was right! Stalactites in the ceiling! And I did that from like elementary school memory because I haven't looked up stalactites or their meaning in since I was a kid. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you. But did he just break Shania's arms? What did he just do to Shania's arms? Because we hear a cracking sound and a snap sound, and then all of a sudden, Shania is behind Kaji, and Kaji's missing a part of his torso. There's a literal carved out part of Kaji's torso. And Shin goes, huh? And Kaji starts spitting up blood. And then Kaji starts spitting up blood, and Kashima goes, uh-oh. Gaku! Stop! And before he can do that, Gaku, with incredible speed, slams his hands together, creating a shockwave in the cave that they're in, busting the eardrums of Kaji and also breaking the fingers of Shania. He broke this dude's fingers. Not only did he just rupture the eardrums of Kaji, but he broke Shania's very own fingers. Kaji! And then all of a sudden, Shin starts to suffer the drawbacks of trying to use my professor of geology in college. Thank you, Kitty. Stalactites tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites might reach the ceiling. Gaku has a very athletic physique. Physique. So him going all out damages Shania's body. Yep, that explains why they needed someone with a flexible body. But even then, Shania's body has limits because Gaku trying to be extra flexible for himself is normal, but for Shania, he's literally just a day laborer. Stretching this much is literally rupturing his body. But as Shin starts to suffer the after effects of him using Future Sight, he goes, "Not now!" And he gets kicked away by Shania. And as he hits the ground, he opens his eyes and he sees Shania directly in front of him as he goes, "We can't beat him. We're gonna die." Until Sakamoto shows up! Woo! Sakamoto shows up and kicks away Shania. And he goes sailing into the distance. Mind you, they're deep in this cave, and Sakamoto not only showed up before even Gaku could react, but he kicked away Shania.
Mr. Sakamoto? You okay, Shin?
And he's just standing there. And that's the end of chapter 70. Woo! Sakamoto is there! Okay. All right. And that, let me go back and check this list, because it was supposed to be chapter 62 all the way down to 70 for volume 8. Let me double check. Yes. Okay, that concludes. Yeah. That concludes my reading of volume 8 of Sakamoto Days. I am excited to see to read the next volume this next Monday. Peak Moto Days. Peak. Sakamoto Peak. Peak Moto Days. Bruh just showed up, kicks away Shania, And it's all like, are you okay, Shin? He's not even concerned with anything else. He's all like, is my pupil okay? Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Things are about to get good because now it's going to be Gaku versus Sakamoto, which should be an interesting bout. We'll have to see. Don't give me no hints about what Volume 9 is going to do. Don't give me no hints at all because I want to find out next Monday when I read it. But this was a very entertaining read. It started off well enough. We got to see Totamaru and her capabilities. She's scary. But then we get Shania, who in the control of Gaku is just an absolute terror. And Gaku is a menace. He's an absolute menace. And he seems to be operating just fine after having his arm reattached after it had been cut off. After it had been cut off by Takamura after their assault on the JAA. But, this is getting really good. I'm looking forward to the next one. But everyone here, from Killer Bean to Kitty to Ravi to basically everyone that's shown up, Snow as well. Who else showed up? And Shonen Sensei, everyone who showed up, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to see me react to Volume 8 of Sakamoto Days. I'll see you guys again on Monday for Sakamoto Days Volume 9. But other than that, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples! Woo, this joke is getting good!